If you think this is even hard, then listen to books or read books about confidence. There are certain things that we don't have confidence for the following things. We are not skilled enough in something. We have not practiced the thing. Or we have limiting belief around something. So those three things, fix it, and then boom, there you go. Learn. Let's say I want to be confident with speaking in stage. Well, is there a book? Are there people that teach that? Let me learn it. Okay, have I ever even practiced it? Well, let me practice it and pretend. Right? Do I have some limiting beliefs about that? Oh, now how do I get rid of them? Easy. Then practice this, then boom, you're going to be the most confident person in the block.
You're listening to the First Class Life Show, hosted by Lindsey Vertner, a holistic personal development show for high-achieving leaders who desire to maximize their impact while creating a life full of purpose, fulfillment, and happiness. So grab a drink, grab your notebook, and let's get started. Hey, First Class family. Welcome back to another episode of the First Class Life Show. I am your host, Lindsey Vertner, and I'm super excited to be here with Marj Desius, okay? Woo, woo, woo. Y'all already know it's about to be some good stuff, and she's a mindset expert like me, so we probably gonna get real juicy on today. So make sure you grab some notebooks and dive right in, watch the replay, share it out. List your insights and your nuggets, comment, like, subscribe, do all of the things, okay? And I know you can handle it because you are a phenomenal, high-achieving leader out there, maximizing your impact while creating your first-class life full of purpose, fulfillment, and happiness. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and get into this conversation because, I'm so eager beaver right now. Welcome, Marj. How are you?
Hello, beautiful. I am doing wonderful and excited to be here. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yay! Yay! Okay. We are excited to have you. We can hear you now. Yes. So I have gotten the opportunity to virtually kind of get to know you, but share with the First Class family, who is Marj really? Where'd you come from, girl? What you all about?
I like the part that says really. Let's get into it really. You know, a lot of time people look at you, they just meet you in your chapter 15, but they don't know what's chapter 1. I am your girl from chapter 1 that grew up in Haiti in the Caribbean. By age 6, my dad left my mom. He just disappeared like this. So that kind of something that really affected me as I started growing up, wondering, where's my dad? What happened? Why isn't I here? I'm watching TV in the US and I'm like, family is supposed to be together. So where is this dude? So that kind of affected me a lot growing up with my brother. And by the time I was in my teenage years, I developed what we called the limit that I didn't even know. I put a limit in myself knowing, well, I must not be important because the person who gave birth to me that I love so much as a baby, as a kid, just disappeared in my life. And I don't even know what's happening. I must not be good enough. So as growing up, I even learned from my mom, he actually tried to kill you while I was pregnant of you. He gave me something to drink so I could abort you. Right. And so learning that, I was like, oh, my God. So I must not be important at all, So that's why I developed this closed-minded thing about myself, the self-limiting belief that affected me for so many years. And then, it wasn't until in my early 20s that I started understanding what was happening to me. Why was I trying to be? Why did I develop? Where did I adopt this shy, I'm not good enough kind of thing? So unraveling where did all of this thing came from, and I started realizing what is this mindset thing. What is my mind set into? It sets into that belief that I'm not good enough. I'm from Haiti. No one would tell me seriously. I'm a hot mess. I'm not. I was born in a what people call poor country, which is not true, by the way. Haiti is very rich. We just don't know that yet, and we don't have the mindset yet to get it out of where it is. So I just developed all of these things because that's all I know, and I was really this, conditioned to believe that I'm nothing. So I got myself, like, fast forward to moving to surviving the earthquake. That was another trauma in my life. And that brought me to Utah, where we started our journey with the American dream and started going to school, got sponsored by a family. I thought, ooh, this thing is working for me right now. And then boom, we lost our sponsor, got homeless in Utah, trying to find help. And, I lived in a 500 square foot apartment that was so crappy. I had nothing than just my baby and my husband, trying to make it and going to school, still trying to make it in school, pay. I mean, it was all the things that you can think about to where we are now, pulling ourselves, the condition, getting ourselves into the space where I build my business, my company, Blooming Biz and Mind, taking all of the pain and turn them into power and really step into what I truly am, to condition myself to become a first class living person.
Hey, listen, you've already dropped so many different things right there, but I definitely want to start back from the beginning when you said you felt like you weren't good enough because you had this absent parent. And it's so funny because we haven't chatted in depth like this, but we have so many similarities as far as that is one of my main limiting beliefs that I constantly have to make sure that I am managing and watching out for, is that feeling of not feeling good enough. And mine was rooted from that same place of having an absent father. I knew who he was. He would be around every now and then, but on the consistent day-to-day basis, he wasn't there. And I developed that same knowledge, that notion of like, well, why isn't he taking care of me? Why doesn't he want me? I must not be good enough. And so I'm curious to know, how did not feeling good enough show up in your behaviors?
That's a good question, because I feel like when I was in middle school, I would be normally, my mom said to me, you are a shining star kid. You would just get out and grab the mic and mimic everything you see on TV. But the moment I started having these doubts and wondering, but okay, if my mom's saying I'm this happy, fun kid, then why didn't my dad see that? So I was like in competition with myself. So then I started being aware more of, this is when I'm seeing full family and I feel like, okay, well, it's my family. So then I classified myself. I started seeing patterns of walking, like slouching, like, I'm always like, I don't want people to see me kind of thing, So I don't want people to see how broken. I don't want people to know that's part of me. I don't want people to know that I don't have a dad that doesn't care about me. I don't want people to know that I'm not good enough. So I started, the pattern can be like you sitting in the back, you're not saying a lot of things, you are comparing yourself to others. You are constantly thinking, well, I can't do that. Like, that's not for me. I don't think I can ever do that. That thing over there, that's good. I don't think I can ever have that because of this. And then you started, it's really a self-hate, It's it's like you create a box for yourself and you get in there. And every time you try to peek out, you find something wrong about the whole world. That's how it feels like. That was the pattern. So, and then I started feeling these kind of things like as a teenager, but then I knew that that was not normal. That's another place that you want to get to. You want to get to an awareness space. Like, that's not normal. I want different. You know how I started knowing that this was not normal and I wanted to change that? I started drawing the life I wanted. I started drawing, like, I didn't even know it was attraction or manifestation or whatever you call it, affirmation. I didn't even know. I just was this young kid drawing what I wanted in my life. That's when I identified something wasn't wrong, and then I started drawing what I wanted. how I wanted to feel. Isn't that amazing?
Hey, I know it can be exhausting blazing the trail and creating a legacy. And you're at the point in your life where you desire peace and rest. You want to enjoy both the physical freedom and financial freedom to live life on your terms. You understand the importance of prioritizing your self-care. And you know that you're worthy of transformational experiences surrounded by other high-achieving, goal-oriented women just like you. That's why you deserve to be treated like VIP at the First Class Life Luxury Self-Care Retreat for Women. You deserve to show up and just be you, away from the titles and roles that keep you busy from day to day. You deserve the luxury to fully unplug. It's time for you to embrace your first class life. Visit firstclassliferetreats.com to secure your VIP spot today, because you deserve it. Yes, yes. And usually, like if we're talking about visualization or figuring out what it is that you want for your life, what do you desire? Like the more you can incorporate all 5 of your senses, the better. And so with the drawing, not only do you have touch, but you are creating that visual picture for you to see. And so I love that you were doing that and you didn't even recognize. Another thing that stood out to me is that it sounded like you shrunk yourself for not feeling good enough. And so you kind of retreated. And on my end, I went the opposite way. I was trying to do all the things, trying to be a people pleaser, trying to overachieve, because in my head, I'm like, okay, well, if I'm really great at this, then that means I'm good enough to be his daughter. Or if all of these people like me, then that means I'm really good enough to be his daughter. Now, obviously, I wasn't saying that whenever I was a child and teenager and things like that. But that was that underlying subconscious message that I was telling myself, that if I'm good enough at this, or if I excel or do really well at this, or with these people, yada, 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 then I must be good enough to be his daughter. And so it's so funny how the same things can show up differently in different people. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because there are a lot of people out there that will shrink themselves for fear of not feeling good enough. So what advice would you give to somebody that is listening right now that feels like they're not good enough for a healthy relationship, or they're not good enough to start a business, or they're not good enough to apply for that promotion, they're not good enough to ...
For anything, right? Yeah, I was actually sharing this with a friend this morning. For 5 years, I just realized I'm holding my phone. It's about to get good, trust me. I'm holding my phone because for 5 years, I had that word. My screensaver was a photo of me with a giant bold written in front of it, enough. For 5 years, this is, how many of you like have not grabbed your phone like 1 million times today already, right? We are on our phone all the time. So I wanted to have something that reminds me every damn day. The moment I decided, hey, this is my story. I'm not a background actor anymore. I used to do background acting and things like that. I'm in the corner, like I just make the actor looks good. I'm not a background actor anymore. I'm going to decide to be the main actor in my life. Okay. And to get started, I need to understand that I am good enough. So what I did, I put that screen, put something that you touch a lot, you see a lot, put that reminder in a place that you can see it. And while you do that, another thing that I did, I know not everybody will be able to be like, okay, let me just record a song or whatever. Because I'm in the music industry, I've done a lot of music. So I actually wrote a song called the Affirmation Anthem. That is what it is. It's an anthem that affirms, right? We can put the description for people who want to download it for free. And I literally wrote a song and I put it in my ringtone every morning that wakes me up, that says, I'm worthy. I'm smart. I am a child of God. I'm beautiful. I deserve to live a fulfilled life. I love myself. I trust myself. I'm learning to forgive myself. I can accomplish anything I want, and I allow myself to heal. I'm powerful. I'm rich. I live in abundance. I can reach whatever goals that I have. I can accomplish anything I dream of. And it says, I'm powerful. I'm merciful. I'm rich. I live in abundance. I can reach my goal no matter how big they seem. I'm here to live, not just exist. I can do this. I got this. I can do this. I got this. I'm made of higher power. I'm stubborn, they say, and it's okay. I own it.
That is so good.
To bottom. And then it goes, it's a song. So I would wake up every damn day with this sound in my head, my own voice reaffirming to me. And then every time I touch my phone, what do I see? I'm enough every day. Because the reason why I tell people to do this is because you have probably, let's say something happened to you since you were a little kid, and maybe you're now in your 40s and your 30s and your 50s. You have gone through years and years and years of conditioning and not believing in yourself. It's going to take another years and years and years for you to get out of that. It didn't just happen last night, yesterday. It's been years of intoxicating with lies. So you're gonna have to be a full-time focus on how do I decondition myself to start believing in me again.
Yes.
You have to. Like, people think, oh, this is too woo-woo, it doesn't work. I'm telling you, your mind is, you have to hack it because it's messed up. You have to come to the realization, listen, I am messed up right now. I need help. I need to reteach myself how to believe in me. And this is a full-time job. This is not something you just wake up and it just, no. I have worked with so many coaches. I've worked with people like you, Lindsey. I've worked with people like myself. I've worked with so many people to help me, keep me accountable, teach me how to do it, teach me how to get into this enlightenment, fulfillment, and happiness within myself. Because unless you can do that, nothing else is possible. And you are enough. You deserve to believe in yourself because you actually are enough. Because when I tell people I'm enough, it's not the end. I'm enough, so therefore I will take control of my life. I'm enough, so therefore I will set boundaries. I'm enough, so therefore I will ask for a better pay. I'm enough, so therefore I will start that business. I'm enough, so therefore I will stay consistent. I'm enough, so therefore, if there is a therefore into it. I'm enough doesn't mean that I need to collect breadcrumbs and accept whatever.
No, that is so right. And no matter one's spiritual beliefs, like, it's spiritual, they say the power of the tongue holds life and death, right? But then it's also in science, is as a man thinketh. There's a whole book about it, and it's all around us, like just being mindful of the things that we're thinking and what we're saying about ourselves, and really understanding that we have always been good enough. We will always be more than good enough. And I had a client that I was working with yesterday, and perfectionism was one of her things because, she didn't feel good enough. And it was so funny, as I was going through an exercise with her, I had to tell her, stop. You're overthinking it. Like, you're trying to make it perfect. You're trying to make it perfect is going to actually make it not work. So just stop. Know that you are enough just as you are right now. You're more than enough. Like, we really have to make sure we ingrain that into our thought process, because our words and our mind is so, so powerful to creating the life we live. So I just love that you mentioned that, and I love the affirmations. Obviously, I'm a big fan of affirmations, of course. So thank you for sharing that with us. Now, you mentioned having that awareness of what is happening. So oftentimes we just go through life, going through the motions, allowing life to happen to us rather than creating the life that we desire. So what advice would you give as far as how to become aware of either our limiting beliefs or how we are behaving and how it's impacting our future?
Yeah, there's a simple survey that I take myself every 6 months, and I also advise my client to take it. I call it a self. You know how we do like a business or a website diagnose or business. What do you call that? Not diagnose. Audit. There you go. Like a self audit, like an emotional feeling audit. Mm-hmm. I always tell people, hey, on a scale of 1 to 5, how do you react when, whatever, in a normal situation? How does your body react to certain things? Mm-hmm. Can you maintain how do you even sleep? What's in your head? How would you rate your thinking? How would you rate your self-respect, right? How do you rate your relationship with other people? How do you rate your temper? How do you feel depending on what's happening in your life? So it's kind of like a discovering the answer. If you're getting, like, if sometimes I do these exercises with clients and with people, and they're like, holy cow, I didn't even realize that. So really ask yourself certain questions that are difficult. Watch out how to react, fast react, that limiting beliefs. How does other people's success make you feel? Do you secretly want what someone else but then you don't even have the courage to say, I actually would love to do that, and then you turn that maybe into jealousy, but maybe jealousy is kind of like a signal that maybe you regret something that you didn't accomplish yourself. Mm-hmm. Right? Because again, now let's go back. Who lied to you? Go back to your childhood. Who told you that you were too short so many times? You were too fat so many times. You too big so many times. You too tall so many times. Go back to, what was your reality? How did you grow up? Do you have a parent that would telling you, like, you think money grow on trees? Like, you think, who do you think you are? Do you have people telling you that a lot? Do you have people telling you a hot mess all the time? Take that look back and then take, how do you react right now to certain things? If you can do that exercise and then you see that your score is very low, you have that's in your awareness right now. You need to sit down and say, listen, I've got a problem. I know I want more, but then I don't know how to get it. And then I feel ashamed about, like, I'm not good enough. I don't think I even feel ashamed to even tell the world. Mm-hmm. And then I deeply think that I'm not good enough. So that's what will bring you to that awareness, pure, honest awareness. But then as soon as you become aware, what do I do now? What do I do now? Which is why you're listening to this show, right? You probably have been into this awareness, right? But at least some of you are out there and you think, oh yeah, life is good. I'm great. I'm great. Like, let me just shove these feelings over under this carpet right there. You know what I mean?
That doesn't work.
That doesn't work. Do this exercise and you're going to realize something is off. Okay. It's not all great.
Man, oh man. Listen, thank you for sharing so much, because a lot of leaders struggle with that not feeling good enough, but we don't want to admit it because we're out there leading and we are, the strong one, or we are the person that everybody comes to. Everybody is looking to us. And so we don't want to feel like we're weak or like we're showing a crack in who we are, because we feel like people will perceive us differently whenever being vulnerable with those that we lead. I'm not saying like we have to have therapy sessions and cry every single day, not at all, but just being willing to be vulnerable with the people that we are leading and the people that we are serving only humanizes us more, and they are able to connect with who we are as a person and trust us even more to influence their lives. Because if they feel too far removed from who we are, then we become this magical figure that I could never be like, because you are way over here and I'm way over here, and there's no possible way that I could ever like aspire to that level because it is so far away. So just that vulnerability just closes the gap a little bit, and then these people that we serve can be like, okay, yes, okay, I see. She's struggling with this, but she was able to overcome. And now I want to just follow her even more, or buy her services or her products, because I can see she's helping me to see that it's possible for me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Because I feel like our win, like you doing this show is validating someone and say, hey, if Lindsey can do this, I can do this. If Marj can do this, I can do this. We help each other realize, get into their zone of enoughness. That's how I see it.
I love that. Getting into the zone of enoughness.
Yes.
Yes. Are you loving the First Class Live Show? Then join our private Patreon community. Not only will you help to support our ability to provide you with great content, but you can also get exclusive perks like bonus videos and resources, discounts, episode transcripts, and more. So what are you waiting for? Join today at patreon.com/firstclasslife. Again, that's Patreon, patreon.com/firstclasslife. Well, listen, I think that this will be a great time to play a little game. Are you up for it?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Yes. Let me grab my phone here. It is called First Class Favorites, okay? And how it works is very, very simple. I'm going to say, what is your favorite fill in the blank? And you're going to fill in the blank. See?
Okay, let's do it.
Nice and easy. But there's a catch. You have to answer in 10 seconds or less, okay? So I got my
That makes it more fun.
If you miss the buzzer, there has to be a consequence for all of the listeners, though. You get to pick whatever the consequence is. So what would you like them to do? It can be anything you want. And don't worry about what it is, because what's a negative consequence to someone might be a positive consequence to someone else. So maybe it's a run a mile, or maybe it's do a shot, or maybe it is whatever you like.
Well, got it. I got it. So I have to do one thing right now.
What is it?
You know what? I'm gonna pick high five yourself in the mirror.
Okay.
Maybe take a good look at yourself and give yourself a big high five. It's a good thing.
No, even if you're in a public restroom. Oh, every time you walk past the mirror for the rest of the day.
Yes. Every time you walk past the mirror for the rest of the day. Absolutely. Yeah.
Even if you're in a public restroom and people are in there, you still got to do it. High five yourself with confidence if she misses the buzzer. Okay. So let's get started. The very first one, we'll do something easy. What is your favorite season and why? Go.
Oh my gosh, I love fall. I love fall because I love colors. I love colors. I love everything that is like, nature is like speaking to you, like, and it's not too cold, it's not too hot.
Yeah, I love just seeing all the trees change to the orange and reds and yellows. It really is a pretty time of season. So next, what is your favorite book, title, and author? Go.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with 10X Rule by Grant Cardone.
Okay.
It's so raw and real because we have been lying to ourselves so many years. It's just in your face. And it's just one of my favorite books to just like re-listen to when I'm traveling. I'm like, especially if it's a long flight, I just listen to the whole 7-8 hours.
Yes. What is your favorite song, artist, and title? Go.
I love shoot, it's the Greatest Showman. What's the name of? Dang it!
Okay, so you missed the buzzer.
This is me by The Greatest Showman. Oh my goodness!
This is me by who?
The Greatest Showman.
Got it. The Greatest Showman. Okay, got it.
It was right here. Why is it not coming out?
The pressure is getting worse.
That means I need to go and listen to it.
Okay, so next, what is your favorite activity to do to relax? Go.
Meditation.
Oh,
yeah, I love meditation.
We're gonna have to take a pause because do you have any favorite meditation practices or ways that you like to practice meditation?
Yeah, I have my own sound bowls. I do my sound healing. I use Palo Santo and sage. Listen, I'm woo-woo like this. And I just listen. I just love listening to some good, if it's mixed with water and some specific sound that really attached to my emotion. Because I did this exercise. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's like this. It's a test you can take to where you send your voice, your date of birth, your everything, and then they customize some sound for you. Oh, it's so amazing. I can hook you up later, girl. Okay. So it's so good. So I know my sound. I always try to find meditation that are attached to the sound that are healing to my heart and myself. Oh, I just love it. I love it. It's so juicy to my soul.
That sounds juicy. Like you send in your voice and some info about you, and then they send you back a sound that matches you.
Yeah, it's actually in healing. So you need to sleep through it. It kind of like can even heal your body.
Huh.
I know. I will hook you up, girl.
Yes, please do. Thank you, God. Thank you. So where's your favorite place to travel specifically? Go.
I love Bali, Indonesia. Love it.
Oh, yes. So why is that?
I love nature. I love every place with nature, water, and sand, which is why I'm in the Caribbean.
Yes, right. She is in Punta Cana right now. Okay, that is where she is at. Bali is my favorite place as well. I thought that maybe Egypt would overtake that whenever I went there, but it didn't. Probably because I just love massages, and whenever I was in Bali, I got a massage. And
they're the best at it too. Like, oh my goodness. I mean, them toes, they can do like that toe and head. I mean, they're really good over there.
I love it. Let's see. Okay, what is your favorite food? Go.
Food, definitely Haitian food, like banan pesé, griot, pickles. I know you guys don't know what that is, but it's
one of my best friends is Haitian, so she would probably know all of those. Right. And be like, did you listen to the episode today? Can you fix those? Nice. Okay, so let's see. We did book, we did song, relaxing activity, place to travel. What is your favorite quote? Go.
Favorite quote. Shoot, there's so many. Success is your duty.
Ooh, just in time for the budget. Yes. Success is your duty. Ooh, would you care to elaborate, my dear?
Yeah, because we think that success is this thing that, oh yeah, I need success. Everybody's talking about it. And they put it in it's like a cute thing that everybody wants. but it's actually our full-time duty. Because if we all imagine if we all thought like this, everybody would be very helpful and happy. Everybody would be helping each other. Everybody would be aiming for greatness, right?
Mm-hmm.
We think that, hey, actually the same day I wake up every day, automatically go brush my teeth and put something on or shower. Every day I wake up, I'm like, hey, I'm achieving success today. It's part of my daily routine, Can you imagine how amazing it would be? You would be scared to make a phone call. You wouldn't be scared to just send an email. You wouldn't be scared to go on social media and post. You wouldn't be scared to do your own podcast, write a book, because it's your duty. It's your daily, like, you must do. It's natural.
Mm-hmm.
So that just really changed my life, that concept.
Nice. Yes. Just kind of shifting your mindset, taking a different perspective, a different outlook on how we look at success. Thank you. And thank you for playing our game, First Class Favorite Things. And you are now officially one of the co-authors of our First Class Favorite Things list, okay? So if you are new to the First Class Family Show, then make sure that you click the link to join our private Patreon community, because there you will find bonus videos, resources, all of the good things, but you'll also get access to our First Class Favorite Things list, which is our uniquely curated list of our reading list, our song playlist, where we like to travel to because we're a culture people, and our favorite relaxing activities to do, okay? Because we're all about self-care at the First Class Life Show. So make sure you join our private Patreon community. Meanwhile, we're going to hop back in this juicy discussion. Yes. Now, you mentioned coming to the States and being homeless and then building your business. Tell us about that journey, girl. Just where you want to start. Give us the highs, the lows. How did you even start?
Where do I even start? Gosh. Whew. That part, honey, it was so. Have you ever been to like the lowest part of your life? That was the lowest part of my life. I remember one time that we were, when we came to the US, we were that family, and we thought it was all going to be like, oh my gosh, the American dream. These people are rich. They bring us here. We live at their house. It was a huge house. They had they have the collection of cars, like Cadillacs. And we thought it was it, and we got to a point where I remember one night I had my first child with them at their house and one bedroom. I remember I was there and Jamie was about maybe 1 week old, right? And I overheard them talk about how are they going to get rid of us, Like that was like my lowest part of my life. Like, we can talk whatever we want. Like I was like, oh my God. And I was in a brand new country, only 1% Black cultural, like, Utah is very white. And I don't have any family, just me and my husband, nobody to call. And I don't even want to bother my family in Haiti about this. How can they help me? I'm just going to make them worry more. Why would I even tell them that? Right. And I got to that space where I was fighting like postpartum depression, new to a country, going to college, knowing that I'm going to lose my sponsor, my husband having this $7 an hour in the cold outside, trying to make it, at least do something. We're not fully in their responsibility. Trying to think, what year is it? Right? Because I'm in postpartum depression. I have a newborn baby. I don't have any support. I'm trying to be a mother in the middle of it all. I'm waking up every day trying to find out if this baby's still breathing. So I'm like, at this point, I feel like I was literally losing my mind. And I'm getting pressure with the school that they give me only a little bit of leave, but I have to maintain my student visa status. Otherwise, I'm going to lose it. There was a lot going on. And then the next week I learned over what? Like a laundry, something stupid, and then we're very respectful. We're really walking on that little eggshell, like doing whatever they want and don't make them mad, but they had a lot of pressure going on. But, we do that. We kind of like make excuses for people who have their own trauma. You know how we do that in life. But at the end of the day, there was no excuse for it. And even after that, after 3 years, we even sent them a letter, like an apology letter for whatever we did, because we don't know what we did. So when they kicked us out, there was another person that kind of like let us in for a month. And then we had another person. So we moved to another lady that was 75 years old, turned out to be like someone who's prejudiced as well. And turned out to be like a lot of people were telling us, she just did that so she could just check in her box of she's not racist. But it was a lot of emotional abuse. It was a lot of emotional abuse, like religious. He started telling us, did you guys know that around that time you couldn't be blessing because you were Black? Or, there's the whole Mormon religion kind of thing. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. So I was like bouncing from place to place and don't know where are we going? What are we doing? We have a baby. So finally we made it to a person that we asked to help do a fundraiser for us. And he was very helpful. And then that fundraiser, we were able to find this place that was like $200 a month, $250 or $300 a month. That was like so tiny, like 500 square feet. And we call it home. We were so happy. We were like, I don't even care where. We just need to be in a place by ourselves. We need a place to call home right now, Yeah. And my baby was the cutest thing ever. Every time I look at him, he would give me hope. I would just like hug him so tight. And my husband was such a hard worker. And so we made it out because of just having that little light in the tunnel of knowing like we are not quitters. We're not going to quit. And those people, they even went to the school and say, hey, we're not sponsoring them anymore. So they were forcing the school, the international board, to kick us back to Haiti. But God, when I tell you, so there was this one lady that I really am so grateful for. That was the international advisor. She's like, listen, these kids are so smart and they really want to make it. So we're going to suggest to them certain things that can get them scholarships. So they suggest to us that we could do night classes. We could do like be super duper good student, like maintain a GPA and blah, blah, blah. And they could give us some scholarship. So we did that. We gained the scholarship. And then we made it to a point where we got transferred to a cheaper place, which we continued the fundraiser to be able to pay for that one. That's how we made it out of college. Both of us graduated with 4-point-something GPA, with honor roll and everything. and then we started our journey on our own. I studied social media marketing. My husband studied IT. So we both were like, love anything that has to do with business, media, be in front of people. And we both made it out of that.
That just goes to show like the resilience. And if you want it bad enough, there's nothing that will stop you from achieving your goals, because a lot of people would have gave up. They would have went from the kicked out to the next house and been like, all right, just send me back. Like, why am I still fighting this? Here in this country where I don't have any family, I don't have any resources. And so thank you for sharing. Because, it's very important that we understand if we want it bad enough, even when all odds are against us, we can do it. So, looking for amazing products to help boost your first class lifestyle? Then head over to firstclasslifeshop.com, where you can treat yourself to personal development books and workbooks, lifestyle affirmation cards, adult coloring books, mugs, notebooks, hoodies, t-shirts, leggings, and more. All products were designed to help you master your mindset, walk in your purpose, and live your first-class life, because you deserve it. So treat yourself today at firstclasslifeshop.com. Again, that's firstclasslifeshop.com.
So easy to give up. It's very easy. It's easy to give up, like what you just said right there. Because I remember a day where, you have so many break point where it's easy to give up. But I would go to a place that's called DI and buy like $2 t-shirts and buy paint and turn them into tie-dye. And I would knock doors to sell them. And I remember the very first time I got my first, yes, somebody bought and gave me $60. He took 2 t-shirts and gave me $60. I never forgot that house. I even still, whenever I go to Utah, I drive by this. I said, this neighbor right there was it. He took 2 t-shirts and gave me $60. And he's like, honey, this girl is selling those cool t-shirts. I just got you one. He didn't even ask his wife if he wanted one. He just wanted to help out. He just grabbed 2 and gave me $60. I was like, this is amazing. Around Halloween. It was the time I remember I just went straight to the shop and bought about $30 groceries. And the bad news is, on my way back, there was this huge storm, like snow and everything. I had a coat on. I had to cover my baby because I had to be with him. JP was trying to like travel, work and hustle. And on my way up, there was this little hill, that I got in to push the stroller up, but then it was blizzarding and there was like, I couldn't even see. It was like slushy rain, we call it in Utah. And I had removed my coat, cover the stroller that I was gifted. It was like an old stroller that wasn't that good. And under the stroller, I put my $30 groceries. I still tried to eat fresh. I would go and buy tomatoes and salads and things like that. I just bought things for $30 to go and make something nice for JP when he gets home and put some salad in. Halfway through the hill, my groceries fell off under that thing, and I watched my grocery rolling down the street, girl. That was the day that I was like, this is it. That's it. I don't care. I mean, this is it. I am not doing this. and I can't leave my son. The thing is so like old. I can't even, how those strollers that you have a break, like you can break. And there's no way I was going to take that risk to leave my baby run after like tomatoes, So I'm like, whatever. I just got home that day and took a warm shower and just cried. Like, what am I doing? And then that was the day I said, I promised myself, I said, I will never get to that low again in my life. I'm going to aim for more. I'm at a moment right now where I can go back home and my mom will be welcome. My bedroom is still waiting for me. Even though Haiti is considered this like bad place, whatever, but it's still my home. I have a home. I have a mom that can actually cook food for me. Like I can go back and my mom would accept my husband and my kids for like a couple months until we get back to our feet. I have a degree. I can go back and find job. I was in good jobs in Haiti. Like I actually I had a job. I left a job. We sold a car to come and do this. I would rather do that than, so I had these things in my head of like, am I giving up right now? I could. It's so easy at this point, But then I took that moment. I took that lesson. I'm going to use that story in a book, in a best-selling book one day. So what am I going to do? Am I going to give up? If I give up, then I can't even tell the story and say that day I gave up. I can't even use that story anymore. What am I going to do? So that's a question for everybody listening. What are you going to do? Are you going to use those things as a winning story in the future? Or are you going to go back to same old, right? It's up to you.
That was so good because it is very easy to give up, but we have to make sure that we're intentional about what we want, because when those obstacles come, then you can remind yourself what you're fighting for. It doesn't make it easy. It just makes it easier to keep going. Because if we don't know what we're fighting for, then it's like, all right, here's another obstacle, here's another struggle, let me throw in the towel. So, and I love what you said, like, this is going to be in a bestseller book about my life. And so I can't tell them, all right, here's where I gave up and it was done. So I have a question for you. Okay. So everyone that's tuned in right now, if you are new to the First Class Life show, then let me tell you that First Class Life is actually an acronym that stands for all of the different characteristics and skills that you want to embody into your lifestyle to be able to create your first class life full of purpose, fulfillment, and happiness. And if you want to know what that acronym stands for, then there's one of two things that you can do, okay? One, you can either go listen to the very first episode of the First Class Life show where I break down each letter and what they mean and how to implement it. Or you can go to firstclasslifeshop.com and buy the book, First Class Life, 10 Key Factors to Creating a Life Full of Purpose, Fulfillment, and Happiness, okay? So do both of those things, actually. Go do it right now after you're done watching this. Meanwhile, we're going to ask the beautiful Marj, which key factor do you feel that you resonate with the most?
From the First Class Life, I think the confidence part. Confidence.
Ooh, tell us why you picked confidence.
Confidence is because I feel like without it, you are stuck. You can't do nothing. And when I say confidence, let's go deep. You need confidence in the way you express yourself. You need confidence in the way you believe in yourself. You need confidence in the way you operate. You need confidence in the way you function. You need confidence so you can trust your own guts. You need confidence in everything. Without confidence, you can't properly, you can even answer the call. Let's say you don't have confidence and let's say, hey, could you come to the First Class Life show? And you'll be like, oh, no, I'm scared. Like, I don't want people to know. I don't even know how to speak. I don't even know how, what? You know what I mean? So you need even the confidence confidence is bravery. Confidence is awareness. Confidence is accepting of who you are. Confidence is knowing that you are enough. Confidence is everything. It's everything. That's why it's important.
Thanks for that. What tips would you give to boost one's confidence?
Boosting one's confidence. I think we need to do what people would think that's silly because that's what I've done myself. The first thing that I did when I wanted to be more confident is I acted it. I literally wanted to act confident. I act confident so I could do it. Like I would be like, okay, how do let's say, okay, here's a homework right now. How many of you walk into a store and then you act like, let's say you walk into a luxury store and you feel automatically, the people in luxury stores, they would come to you and say, hey, how may I help you? Can I help you find anything? And you automatically go, oh no, I'm just looking. You automatically put yourself small. Like, I'm just looking, like, no, I'm not buying anything. I'm just looking. You literally just put yourself small. Now, to practice confidence, I invite you to go to a luxury store right now. It can be like those multi-million-dollar jewelry store or whatever, a big store that you are entitled to walk in any store. Okay. And you walk in and I need you to just like dress up like you own the day. I tell people dress up like God himself woke you up because he did. Okay. You woke up, dress up and walk into whatever, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, whatever store you want. And then walk like you about to buy everything in that store, even though you have $1 in your pocket. Okay. And walk with your chin up, with your shoulders leveled. And then just, if they tell you, hey, how can I help you? Well, thank you so much for trying to help. Yeah, I am looking around for getting some inspiration. I will get back at you if I need anything. Or if somebody say, hey, we have certain things here. Would you like to see? Yes. Come on in and show me. Let me see. Wow, that's beautiful. Usually people might ask you like, hey, so what do you do? Well, working just like you, right? I work. That's what I do. Play it full out. Because unless you play it full out, your mind won't even know how to help you become that confident, because your mind won't even pinpoint it. So once you start doing something like that, practicing speaking with people, eye to eye, handshake, putting interest in people, being aware, like be aware of your surrounding, being aware of other people, start the conversation, practice it. Another thing is, if you think this is even hard, then listen to books or read books about confidence. There are certain things that we don't have confidence for the following things. We are not skilled enough in something. We have not practiced the thing. Or we have limiting belief around something. So those three things, fix it, and then boom, there you go. Learn. Let's say I want to be confident with speaking and stage. Well, is there a book? Are there people that teach that? Let me learn it. Okay, have I ever even practiced it? Well, let me practice it and pretend. Right? Do I have some limiting beliefs about that? Oh, now how do I get rid of them? Easy. Then practice this, then boom, you're going to be the most confident person in the block.
Ow. Okay. Walk in your confidence power all the way to the max. Thank you for sharing those tips. Now let us know, how do you impact the world as a leader today?
How am I impacting the world as a leader today? I feel like as simple as today, like right now, I'm just genuinely helping people, sharing my love and my care about people, because I have a mission. I have a mission of helping 1,700 people become confident, blooming their mindset, and blooming their business to $1 million. So I'm on a mission to create rich people, by just being yourself, by just having fun, by just accepting who you are, by just using your story. I call it your step, using your step, story, talent, expertise, and passion. If you have a story, everybody has a story, everybody have talent, everybody have an expertise, everybody have some kind of passion. Use that to elevate yourself is my mission. If you don't even know that you have a story, talent, expertise, and passion, come to me. I'm going to help you reveal these things. That is how I like to impact people. I make it a personal responsibility. Wherever I open my mouth, people will never feel the same again. If you are next to me, you will leave feeling way different about yourself. That is how I impact the world. Whether you work with me or not, I will impact you if you got a chance to listen to me. That's it.
I love it. I love it. Now, do you have any services or products that you would like to share with the family?
Oh, family, just come hang out with me. That's all I offer now. I have retreats that I do every month in the Caribbean, and it's the most fun thing you can ever do. Actually, you need to come to the retreat. We'll talk about that later. It's where I get to meet people, get to be in person, and we don't just do boring business coaching or anything like that, but you get to have fun. We mix business with pleasure. We have them every month, so I'll make sure that I get you guys the tea because you are a fan of the First Class Live. So we have some in December coming up. All year long, we have retreats. So right now, we can have you guys come in because you're in here at a 33% off. Like that's a lot. So come and hang out with us. We do them in the Caribbean and beachfront villas, multi-million-dollar villas. We go boating, we go have fun. We have private chef while we building our brands. We have photo shoot. We literally build your personal brands from scratch right next to the beach, and a mansion while you're having your luxury life and having so much fun. So that's what I have to offer.
Love it. Love it. Now tell the First Class family, where can we find you on these internet streets so we can stay connected?
Oh, honey, everywhere I am at Marj. On Instagram, you'll find me at Marj Retreats. It's just my first name and then Retreats with S, Marj, and Retreats. And on any other social media platform, it's just my full name, Marj Desius.
Nice, nice. Okay, well, thank you so much for being a phenomenal guest. We appreciate the gems that you have shared with us. And listen, first class family, I know that you can be doing anything in the world right now, but you have spent the last hour here with us, and we do not take that lightly. We truly appreciate you. We are grateful for you. So go out there, keep maximizing your impact while creating your life full of purpose, fulfillment, and happiness. Why? Because you deserve it. Until next time, bye. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. But please be sure to subscribe to the First Class Life Show. And don't forget to rate, leave a review, and join our private community so that we can continue to provide you with great personal development conversations to help you maximize your impact while creating a life full of purpose, fulfillment, and happiness. You deserve it.